Ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, scholars and dignitaries, welcome to another episode. Welcome to my world. Hello, friends. So, as you know, many people have made prophecies over the years. Some are self-proclaimed psychics. Some are clairvoyants, some diviners, some mediums, and some astrologists. And to be honest, most are absolutely nonsense. But there is one prophecy that has some historical accuracy. And this is a prophecy that can have the most serious consequences. And I want to share it with you. But first, in the 1970s and 80s, there was a psychic by the name of Jeanne Dixon, and she was famous for giving prophecies about the future that simply never came true. Well, maybe 1 in 100 did by chance happen to occur. She said she had a gift of prophecy and went on to write 7 books, including a horoscope book for dogs and an astrological cookbook. She predicted World War III in 1958. She predicted that Richard Nixon would beat John F. Kennedy for the presidency in the U.S., that Russia would put a man on the moon first, and that Armageddon would break out before 2020. So basically, her track record for her predictions coming true was very low. While she did make several correct predictions, the term the Jeanne Dixon effect was coined by a mathematician, which defines a tendency for the media to overplay a correct prediction while ignoring the vast majority of incorrect and erroneous predictions. So, the lesson here is that if a certain prediction does come true, don't listen to the media because 100 others have failed. And by the way, one of her less known predictions was when she suffered a cardiac arrest and was hospitalized in Washington, D.C. in January of 1997. And just before she died, she was noted to say, quote, "I knew this would happen." So anyway, we must take any and all predictions with a grain of salt. Many people were sincere in their forecasts, but almost unanimously all failed to be true predictors of future events. And that brings us to one in particular who only made one prediction, but it was 100% accurate, at least to this date. Saint Malachy was an Irish saint and an archbishop of the region of Armagh in Ireland. He lived in the early 1100s and was known for helping the poor. While an exceptional cleric and holy man who is recognized for several miracles, he is best known for his prophecy regarding the popes of the Roman Catholic Church. These are called the prophecy of the popes. Specifically, Saint Malachy had a vision in which he was shown the next 112 popes for the Roman Catholic Church and was specifically told in his vision that there would only be 112 more popes. Only 112. So in total, we have had 266 popes since the time of Jesus. History had recorded the first 154 popes, and Saint Malachy saw and named the remaining 112. Now, the Catholic Church has no official stance on this, as it is what is called a private revelation. But Saint Malachy actually wrote down every pope that he saw and gave him a pseudonym, a nickname, identifying that pope and the time he shall serve. And many historians say that Saint Malachy was very accurate in his predictions. His first prediction of the 112 was noted as a pope from the banks of the Tiber River. And sure enough, that pope was Celestine II, a pope who was born on the banks of the Tiber River and served from 1143 to 1145 AD. His second prediction was noted as a pope where the enemy was expelled. And then Pope Lucius II was voted in, and sure enough, the Pope's family name, Caccianamici, in Italian means, quote, to drive out enemies. And this is how St. Malachy did it. For each pope he saw in his vision, he gave them a code name, a nickname, and for the most part, it has proven to ring true for the first 111 popes. So that brings us to today. Pope 110 was called by St. Malachy as, quote, the labor of the sun. And it was, in fact, Pope John Paul II, whose both birth and funeral occurred during a solar eclipse. Pope number 111 was called, quote, the glory of the olive, and it refers specifically to Pope Benedict XVI, who selected his name from Saint Benedict and the Olivetan order of monks. And that brings us to the 112th Pope, who Saint Malachy called Petrus Romanus, or Peter of Rome. And he said that this is the last Pope, and after this, the judge shall come and judge his people. The end. And here's the catch. This 112th Pope is actually Pope Francis, not Pope Peter, nor a pope with origins from Rome. So perhaps after 111 popes, Saint Malachy now was wrong, and that these aren't the last days of our times. Or perhaps, as some have speculated, as Cardinal Bergoglio assumed the name of Saint Francis when he was elected pope, we should remember that the father of Saint Francis of Assisi was named Pietro, or Peter. So maybe this is the last pope, Peter of Rome. The story of Saint Malachy and his prophecy is both intriguing and seriously concerning. And if it is true, it says just one thing. Our time is very short, and maybe, just maybe, now is the time for us to return to God. In any event, again, the Roman Catholic Church does not accept this prophecy, and besides, remember too, that is according to the Gospel of St. Mark, it says that for the final judgment, quote, no one knows the day or the time. Even the Son himself doesn't know. Only the Father knows. Hey, be safe, be well, and here's hoping for many, many more popes living long years and in good health.